Well, apparently one of the tasks that I have been given is to sort of scare people away from awakening. Or perhaps you could say that my task is to talk to those who are committed, who are serious, who intuit already what this is all about. So my task is apparently to be 100% authentic, 100% honest, saying that which not many other people are saying. Awakening is not the end. Awakening is a new beginning. The mind would love awakening to be the end. The mind loves the idea about awakening suddenly happening, and then everything will be fine. And that is, of course, be fine according to the mind, because everything is absolutely fine, but not according to the mind. When a caterpillar transforms into a beautiful butterfly, does that process involve pain? Well, we cannot know. But if it involves pain, does that then mean that that process is wrong? So, awakening happens, and everything you thought were real, were true, are revealed to you to be an illusion. Please do not expect that to happen without any kind of pain. As human beings, we are conditioned. We are conditioned by what we have been encountering in this life. But we are also conditioned on a, what's that called? Cellular level. We are inheriting a lot of conditioning from our ancestors. Some call it from our past lives. You can call it whatever you want. But the fact is that as human beings, we are conditioned, and that means that the physical structure carries a lot of weight. Not physical weight, but psychological weight. And just because an awakening happens, that psychological weight do not evaporate completely. It is different from human being to human being, how much of it dissolves at the initial awakening. Sometimes it can feel like a lot of it dissolves, but just hang around. So after awakening, the real work starts, so to speak. And that work includes moving through the conditioning that we are carrying, learning about the conditioning that we are carrying, learn why it's there, how has ended up there, learning what it is that perpetuates it. And through that learning process, we acquire the ability to see clearly. That is wisdom. And through the same process, the conditioning is melting away. That is often painful. The mind hates to be told that. The mind wants that to be hallelujah and joyful. But the reality is that it is often painful. But mind you, that is not suffering. Psychological pain is not necessarily suffering. Suffering, as I define it, that entails that you are fighting reality. That is suffering, because fighting reality is something that you do. That is something that you struggle with. Fighting reality means that you are always losing. That is suffering. But moving through the conditioning, that is not suffering, but it is at times painful. And at times, it takes quite a lot of energy. So you can be drained from energy. During that post-awakening period, which in many senses is the rest of your life. During that period, you will experience a lot of questions. Can I stay around my friends? It can sometimes become painful to continue the normal social interactions, which are, by the way, not normal. Common, but certainly not normal. So you will experience friends disappearing out of your life. But you will also experience new friends appearing. Can I continue with the job that I have? Can I continue working with the same? I cannot answer that question. Only you can answer that question. But it is not uncommon that it ends up being impossible to continue in the same job. because what used to motivate you, that will disappear. But there will be new forms of motivation, and that will eventually guide you into a different setting, a different work environment that is more in harmony with where you are in the awakening process. But I cannot tell you if that is now. Only you. Only you know that. For some other people, what happens also could be that they have to leave their partner. But then again, it does not have to be like that. Only you knows if it is possible to stay. That was just 3 samples of what you might encounter in the post-awakening period. But I will say this much, that there are no life circumstance that is not conducive to awakening. With that I mean, awakening can take place in any life circumstance. Or perhaps I should say it like this: any life circumstance can be utilized for the awakening process, because ultimately what is going to happen is that we come to understand that life is as it is in every given moment, and that fighting that is what creates suffering, is what creates ignorance. It is ignorance that is fighting existence. And we are able to awaken out of that ignorance, no matter where we are, no matter what we are doing. So it's difficult to say if one has to leave or one has to stay. Only you know. Only you can know that. So does it hurt when the caterpillar transforms into the beautiful butterfly? We cannot know, but the caterpillar has no choice. The human being has no choice. Awakening is not personal. Awakening is actually not something that you choose to do. Awakening is something that happens. Here is another pointer. No matter how painful the post-awakening period is, no matter how painful the post-awakening process is, you will never ever find someone who has moved through that transition that would say that it was not worth it. It is absolutely worth it. It is the most precious in the entire universe. But it is not for the mind, it is not worth it. But that is again because awakening is not for the mind. I have a video. I cannot remember. What was it? Awakening is a huge disappointment to the ego. And that's true. But it is not the human ego that is awakening. You are awakening. So if anyone still tells him or herself that this awakening stuff, this enlightenment stuff, is supposed to be just simply bliss out joy, well, you are dreaming. There is a great deal of pain involved when we move through the human conditioning, and it takes a lot of energy, but it is totally worth it. Not that we have any choice. We do most certainly not have any choice.